live on my Facebook page for the moment, just to offer convocation help and see what we can do.
Okay.
So
I'm glad we're up here. Take care of us up here.
hi everybody. I'm just going to hang out here and offer live help if anyone needs it. And we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Um, and hopefully I can help ease some of that as we get rolling today. So anyway, glad you're out here, and glad that you're joining us for this fun event. And we will be smoothing things out a little bit as we move forward. We've also had some power issues here today in Sonoma County. Our local power company, PG&E, is going through and testing some lines that were down during the fires, and so we have lost power at least once this morning, and that may be continuing through today. So if there is something where we suddenly disappear, that's probably it. Of course, that was not something that we could predict. But anyway, hello, Robert. I see you there, over there in the comments. And my formal presentation will begin at 2 p.m. That will be on our ISIS Oasis Sanctuary page, and also on Zoom, God is willing, on all of those points. So if you have anything you want to discuss or mention to me, please put it in the comments. And as I say, I'll be happy to try and get everything straightened out for us for our convocation. So it's a virtual event, so surely that means that we are all full of virtue as we proceed through it and see what we can do. I'm so glad that you're all with us, and it's going to be a fun 4 days. And we're very happy that we've been kind of dragged a little bit kicking and screaming into doing more things on this broader platform. So upstairs, Justin is furiously working to straighten out some things. We had a video upload issue with Mona Lisa Wallace's presentation, so we are arranging for that to be posted, but it probably will not be streaming in the live way that we anticipated. So it's been educational this time. For some reason with Symposium, we seem to have everyone kind of got on board with Zoom and Facebook. This time we've had a number of speakers that wanted to use a slightly different programming method and things, and so that's kept us scrambling a little bit. But as I say, I'm so happy that we're all here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We're happy that we have clearing skies up here. Still getting a little bit of smoke residue from the many fires that we've had near us, but I'm happy that that seems to be subsiding, and we're seeing blue skies again, and which is a very hopeful and helpful thing for everyone's mood. So if you do have any questions or anything that I can help you with, please put them in the comments, which I'm watching right now, and we'll go ahead and take care of them. Many beautiful things going on. We're going to have a really splendid altar for our adoration. Our Archpriestess and Reverend Linda Isles has put out the description of everything that is going to be included in that altar, and it's very, very beautiful. And we're so happy to be honoring Ptah and Sekhmet this time. And, people have been talking to us and saying, oh, why did you choose Sekhmet? How did you know? Because Sekhmet, of course, is a powerful goddess of healing, but she's also one that's considered to bring disease at times. And so, we just were, I guess, intuitive on selecting her for this year. And we're definitely focusing in a lot of the materials and presentations on, shall we say, the softer side of Sekhmet, and even the Sekhmet that is associated with water. So, but that will be, more information will be coming up on that shortly. And so today we have some great speakers, and it ends this evening with a wonderful commemoration of Tara with Yesha Matthews, which I think is going to be a beautiful way of sending us off into our evening. And we'll see how it all goes. I'm hoping at midnight tonight to also do something that I do occasionally, which regular watchers may be aware of, but doing the dream incubation that I sometimes do as part of the Midnight Rite. And that will be on my own personal Facebook Live page as usual. So you were all invited to that, and they'll be starting just around midnight. And it's only like 20 minutes, so you don't have to set aside a lot of time for that. But I think it is helpful. And dream work is something that personally I'm doing a lot with right now. I just completed a wonderful dream course with Robert Moss, which I found really, really inspiring, and also a good review of a lot of things that I have, been familiar with in the past. But it's easy to kind of, whereas we should never give up on our real life dreams, sometimes it is easier to give up on our nighttime dreams, especially if we are chronically weary or a little bit overworked or overburdened. And one of the most interesting things that is coming through this entire COVID crisis is that worldwide people are reporting more dreams. And part of that is, with the change in work schedules and so on, some people are actually sleeping to a natural point before they get awakened. And that is increasing people's dream recall. People are suddenly becoming aware of the very wonderful and magical and spiritual universe that can be accessed in a deeply personal way through our dreams. So, but I'll keep that for midnight tonight. I do see that I have quite a few people listening. I'm not seeing a lot of comments here, but maybe it's coming through someplace else. I'm going to type a response here. Our tickets on website. Yes, tickets through Eventbrite and our website. So there we go. And hopefully we will be looking at all that. And hello, Kitty. Yes. Oh, that's fun. I get to say hello, Kitty. I suppose you get that a lot. I'm having an unusual name myself. Of course, I always, get called Dick Tracy, or someone hears my name and thinks I'm called Dick Tracy. So that I don't mean to tease you, Kitty, about your name and saying hello, Kitty. But I guess I couldn't quite resist on that. So. All right, and I'm monitoring several things here, so if I look a little distracted, well, it's probably quite accurate. And just wanted to see, hi Ananda, glad to see you. Looking very much forward to your presentation and your presence with us this weekend. And we really do have a wonderful lineup for everyone, and I'm so glad that people are getting to participate. So if you do have any questions on access or anything, just let me know, and I will try to help you get straightened out. And then in a few minutes, I will be starting my more formal presentation. I'm trying not to cover the same stuff that I intend to do in a few minutes. So I'm just chatting here with you. And there's so many pluses and minuses going on right now. It's almost impossible to count them. Um, if you're fortunate, there's more time to spend on some spiritual matters, but there's also that's offset by the often terrible isolation and other problems that are created by this worldwide situation. And it's hard to get through. People are getting tense with each other. Relationships have problems because of, there's not as much escape from each other sometimes. Ultimately, there's the opportunity for a lot of growth, but that's not very comforting when you're actually sitting in it and suffering along with it. It's a good time to try to strengthen your inner resources, and at the same time, it can be a tough time to do so. One of the things that we've tried to do is reach out more by, having our daily write on broadcast on Facebook and or Zoom, and keeping up our Sunday services on Sundays at 3 p.m., which you're always welcome to come and join virtually. And also, we're trying to, kind of behind the scenes, we're trying to keep in touch with a lot of people that, we may not be hearing from. And we're probably not doing a perfect job of that. So if you would like to have more contact from us, please let me know. I do go through a phone list trying to make sure that I'm touching base with a lot of people because this is a really troubling time for many. And it's easy to slip into feelings of isolation and despair. And we want to avoid that as much as we possibly can. And if we can be helpful in your situation, do let us know. We also, as part of our outreach, our general outreach, we do keep a list of resources and things that are available for people to contact. Here in Sonoma County, they have what they call, and this is kind of sweet, they have the warm line. I guess they thought hotline was too stimulating a title or something, but they have the warm line, which you can call for mental health support, especially if you're feeling frustrated or stressed by the fires or by COVID-19, and they will attempt to connect you with good resources, and as well as just talk with you. And many places around the nation have similar things set up. So if you feel that there's not a good resource for you, or you can't afford a good resource or whatever, you may be surprised to find that there actually are some things out there. In California, the 211 line sometimes I believe is active throughout California, and it's like one-stop shopping for resources. If you need to get on food stamps, if you need to get, some mental health services, if you need someone to walk you through getting health care or whatever, really, the 211 line is, it's the same thing as dialing 911. You just dial 211, you get connected with someone generally right away, and then they can help walk you through things, and it's all in one place, rather than, oh, well, you'll have to call this number and, go through this phone tree, and then when you finish that, call that number and go through that phone tree. It's a very streamlined process. I know in San Diego it was actually working very well. Hopefully it's working well elsewhere too. I have a question on whether the balance is today on Facebook still, or Zoom. It's still our intention that it is on both. We did have an unusual problem with Zoom. Some people were getting in just fine, and others were not getting in. I couldn't get in, but we had, dozens of people that did get in, so it was a little confusing to us. So the idea is that it's going to be on both still, but the Facebook presentations will be on our Isis Oasis Sanctuary presentation page. So I'm just in here now because some people were obviously having various types of problems, and I thought, well, hey, I'm sitting here waiting for my presentation to start. I may as well be here and see if I can help anyone else out with getting through to what they need. That reminds me, I probably should actually be monitoring my own email too, in case someone's trying to reach me there. And so, not really intending, let's see where we have this. I did want to let you all know that I do have a new edition of the Mysteries of Isis out and available. It's not on Amazon yet, but it is on Isis House Publishing, and I will be happy to send you a copy. I'm just sending it back for reprinting, and so if you are looking for a new revised edition of Mysteries of Isis, we will be having that available. And next on our list is to bring out a new edition of Linda Isles' fantastic book, Bast, Cat Goddess of Ancient Egypt. And we'll be putting that out also in an ebook format soon too. So they're a coming. Alrighty. So that was our brief commercial message, and hopefully you'll be, if you do want that, either of those books, they will be available very shortly. I do have some of the Mysteries of Isis available right now. Okay. And, well, it looks like I'm okay on my email. I can't believe that I've got people watching me check my email, but yes, it is a strange world these days. So let me just pop over to junk mail. I'm not seeing any questions about where I am that I need to respond to, but I do have a note from the California Native Plant Society in my junk mail filter, thanking me for the order that I just made this morning. We ordered some white sage, some native white sage that we're going to plant here at Isis Oasis Sanctuary, and also some California mugwort. And of course that relates well to what I was saying earlier about dreams and dream work, because mugwort is one of the best herbs if you want to induce dream-filled sleep. And you can just make a dream pillow out of the dried leaves. That's really all you need to do. But of course you can add other soothing herbs such as lavender and so on. And mugwort was one of my first herbal experiences. And I grew up not spending a lot of time in nature. At the beach, yes, but in, like forested nature, streams or such, I really didn't do that. And then when I was 18, I started going to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in California at the ranch in Agoura, which is where it was for many years. And on your way walking in, you literally crossed over a little stream. And I had had no experience with little streams, big streams, or whatever. And that was where I saw, at the exalted age of 18, my first tadpoles. And there was also mugwort growing in abundance. And I didn't know what it was, but I did pick some. And, it has a very strong, to my way of feeling, beautiful scent. And then I was able to identify that it was in fact mugwort growing wild, and I learned about its herbal uses in dream work, which at that time I was already very fascinated with, because some of my earliest initiations and spiritual connections came to me in my dreams. So I was already watching dreams very carefully, and so I was delighted to find mugwort. And today there was this online plant sale that I was notified of, and I was just delighted to see that there was California mugwort and California white sage. And I think both of those will be really good additions to the already very rich and varied plant environment here at Isis Oasis Sanctuary. And as some of you who have been coming here for a long time may know, the owner of this property, John Bosch, who was in this house that I'm sitting in right now, was a close friend of Luther Burbank, the famous naturalist. And so the story is that, Luther Burbank himself planted some plants around the grounds. That may or may not be true, but we certainly do have some unusual varieties of things and some very special trees and other plants. And it is a fact that, John Bosch did know Luther Burbank, and apparently where the Trioni winery is, which is very close to us, around that time, which was like 1910, there was a famous nursery there that was doing some things along the same lines as Luther Burbank and had some unusual plants, and I guess the owners and Luther Burbank were friends, and I guess that is how he came to know John Bosch, though I don't know the details on that. And so we already have some wonderful plants, but we're always looking for a few more. And okay, let's see, let me go back and see if we've got any additional questions. Okay, and let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see from Ananda. Yes, okay. The presentations are going to be Facebook Live only today. I was wrong on that. I misspoke. So Facebook Live only for the rest of today. Today is our free day. We are, trying to use this as a fundraiser for the temple. If you can donate or buy a ticket, that's great. If you need a scholarship for the rest of the weekend, that's great too, because our main thing is that we want to get the information out to you. If you can contribute, that's fantastic. But it's not required either. Good question from Thea. Will we have access to Zoom recordings after the conference? We are recording these. It does take quite a bit of time to put an effort to put them up in a meaningful form once they are complete, but it is our intention that you will have access to everything reasonably shortly, but it probably will be at least a week before any sort of recordings will be available. If there's something specific that you definitely want to see again or something like that, contact me and we'll see if we can prioritize it, because we'd be more than happy to do that. Okay. Alrighty. Well, it seems like everybody is pretty well taken care of. I saw one thing over here on Facebook. Okay. I'm just sending someone the Zoom code, but I'll explain to them. Today's presentations are all on Facebook Live at the Isis Oasis Sanctuary FB. Okay. Alrighty. So I think we've got it just about done. And what I'm going to do is there's a couple of things that I need to do privately before I start my presentation at 2. So Justin is threatening to go on strike if I promise early releases of the videos. So we'll work on that. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this live video for the moment, unless there's any last minute question. And then I will see you at 2 p.m. And I see someone behind me. Yes. Hi, Justin.
Hi. Just for a quick update, a couple of quick...
Look at the camera.
Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. Thank you.
Camera's up there.
But they can't see my head, Detraci. So,
Okay.
Anyways, you're just going to see my talking hands. But what I wanted to say was Detraci needs to end this now so that she can relaunch her broadcast for the class, which is supposed to start at 2. give her a little break. We're going to give her some coffee and take a bathroom break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Bye.
Did you see my thing? The energy.